Imagine you're driving through rural Pennsylvania on a Tuesday afternoon. You pass a rusted sign that says, population 5, not 500, not 5,000. 5 people in an entire town? The streets are still paved. The street signs still stand, but there are no houses, no shops, no school, no church bells. Just smoke drifting up from the ground beneath your feet. Because right now, as you stand here, there is a fire burning directly below you, and it has been burning since 1962. This is Centralia, Pennsylvania, a real American town that the United States government officially deleted, zip code and all. You might know this place by another name. When game designer Christoph Gans needed inspiration for the most terrifying town in horror history, a place where the ground is on fire, the air is poison, and the fog never lifts, he drove to Centralia. That town became Silent Hill. But Silent Hill is fiction, Centralia is not. And what happened here is one of the strangest, most heartbreaking disasters in American history. To understand what Centralia lost, you have to understand what it had. In the 1890s, coal was king. And beneath the hills of Columbia County, Pennsylvania, lay one of the richest anthracite coal deposits on the continent. Centralia exploded. By 1890, over 2,000 people lived here. There were 5 hotels, 7 churches, 7 serving the Polish, Ukrainian, Irish, and Italian miners who poured in from across the world. These were not strangers thrown together by industry. They were neighbors. They knew each other's names, their kids' names. When someone's husband didn't come home from the mine, the whole town felt it. By the mid-20th century, Centralia had shrunk. The coal boom had faded. But it was still a real, living town. About 1,100 people, a post office, a little league team, a Memorial Day parade every year on the same street. Then, in the summer of 1962, someone made a decision that seemed completely routine. The kind of decision made in small towns across America every single year. They decided to clean up the landfill. To understand why this fire cannot be put out, you need to know one word: anthracite. Anthracite is the hardest, most carbon-dense form of coal on Earth. It burns hotter, longer, and cleaner than any other coal. Miners loved it. Power plants wanted it. And for Centralia, it was a curse. Beneath Centralia's streets lay not just coal, but a labyrinth of abandoned mine tunnels stretching for miles in every direction. When coal burns inside those tunnels, it doesn't need your help. It feeds itself. It finds new seams. It moves underground like a slow, invisible tide. On May 27, 1962, the Centralia Borough Council hired workers to clean the town landfill, an old strip mine pit on the edge of town. The method was standard: burn the garbage. They lit it, they thought it went out, they were wrong. The fire crept through an unsealed opening into the abandoned mine tunnels below. And once it was inside forever. They tried everything: flushing the tunnels with water, filling them with sand, excavating the burning coal seam. Every attempt failed. The tunnels were too vast, the coal too stubborn, and the fire just moved. By 1969, the fire covered 37 acres. By 1981, engineers estimated it had reached 195 acres. Today, experts believe it could burn for another 250 years. For the people of Centralia, the disaster didn't arrive all at once. It crept in. First it was the smell, a sulfur-tinged odor seeping up through basement floors. Then headaches, dizziness, a neighbor who kept passing out in his living room and didn't know why, until a doctor tested his home and found carbon monoxide levels high enough to be lethal. In 1981, 12-year-old Todd Domboski nearly died when the ground literally opened up beneath him in his grandmother's backyard. A 4-foot-wide sinkhole, reeking of carbon monoxide, dropping 60 feet down into the burning mine. His cousin pulled him out by the wrist. That moment made national news. And suddenly, America was paying attention. But even before Todd's story, locals knew something was deeply wrong. John Coddington, who ran a gas station on the edge of town, stuck a measuring stick into his underground fuel storage tanks one morning, standard practice. The temperature reading on the fuel inside came back at 172 degrees Fahrenheit. The tanks were sitting directly above the mine fire. They were essentially a bomb. State officials arrived, the pumps were shut down, but Coddington, like hundreds of other Centralians, had nowhere to go. This was his business, his town, his home. Congress allocated $42 million in 1984 for voluntary relocation. Most residents took it and left, but some refused. Some said, "This is our town. The government doesn't get to take it from us. Not the fire, not the politicians, not anyone." Today, Centralia's population is officially 7 people. 7. The state condemned every remaining property. The zip code was abolished. On official maps, Centralia simply does not exist. But the people who stayed, the holdouts, refused to go quietly. They fought the state in court for years. And in a remarkable 2013 agreement, Pennsylvania allowed them to remain in their homes for the rest of their natural lives. When the last of them dies, the properties will be seized and demolished. They know what the fire is doing. They check their carbon monoxide monitors every morning the way you check your phone. They watch the ground for new cracks. They stay because, in a way that is hard to explain unless you've ever loved a place, they simply cannot leave. Here is what no one talks about enough. The Centralia mine fire is not contained. It is still moving eastward toward the town of Burnsville, which was also evacuated. But the tunnels do not stop there. Some geologists estimate the fire has burned through nearly 700 acres of coal seam. The tunnels connect to other abandoned mines, other towns. There is no wall underground. There is no border. Just coal, oxygen, and heat, the 3 things a fire needs to live forever. Centralia is a story about a mistake that no one can fix, about a community that fought for decades and still lost, about the strange, stubborn dignity of the people who stayed, and about a fire 60 feet below the surface of an American town that is burning right now, as you watch this, as you sleep tonight. It was burning yesterday. It will be burning tomorrow. Centralia is just one of many stories hidden beneath the surface of the maps we think we know. If you want to explore more forgotten history and modern mysteries with us, hit the like button and subscribe to join our next journey.